Happy Mother's Day, happy Sunday, happy full moon. We have so many things happening right now, but all that divine feminine energy. So to all the mothers, to everyone who has a mother, happy Mother's Day. So glad you could be with us today. And let me just get started here. So if everyone would come up to a seated position. So if you're new to my class, we follow the 5-element theory. And so we're in the spring element, the spring season, and the element of wood. So we'll begin by just centering ourselves, deeply rooting ourselves into the earth like the wood of the tree. And we will take a few nice, full, deep breaths to center us for our practice as we pull that intentions of gratitude, of connection in for our practice. So we're going to take a nice, slow, full breath, reaching up with our arms on a count of 5. At the top of the breath, our fingertips will touch palms down, and we'll exhale as slowly as we drew the breath in, pressing all the energy, the chi, down into our bodies. At the bottom of the breath, we'll stack our palms one on top of each other. We'll take a nice full breath in. Audible exhale, let it go. We'll do that 2 more times. Nice, big, slow inhalation. Pausing at the top. Exhale, pressing all of that energy down. Emptying the body fully of the breath. Palms will stack, nice big breath in. Audible exhale, let it all go. Last one, biggest, fullest, slowest breath. And pause, exhale. Palm stack, full breath in. And big release. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and lay down on our backs in pinnacle pose. So we're going to have our legs open wide, like a V, as wide as our mat. Arms will be over our head on the ground, also open like a V. And then just take a moment to settle into the body, to settle into the breath. As you draw your attention into the body, notice any areas of tension or tightness. And use the breath, direct the breath to those areas. Allowing the simple action of inhaling and exhaling to soften and release. Bring the legs together at the midline, arms by your side. As you hug your knees into your chest, you can grab them. Little circles on the base of the spine, clockwise, counterclockwise. hold that right knee into the chest. Extend the left leg long on the ground. Tight little squeeze. And let it gently drape across the body to the left. Arms open wide like a T, or you can cactus your arms. Noticing that sometimes when we start to twist and create some of these shapes, we may notice that there's a shift in the breath. So see if you can smooth it out. Nice and even inhales and exhales. Let the breath be the vehicle of increasing your relaxation. On your next inhale, bring the knee back up to your chest. Place the left foot flat, knee bent. And then we'll just do a reclining figure four, so cross that right ankle over the left knee. Gently pulling it in. So the spring season, the two meridians that we're focused on are the liver and the gallbladder. The liver being the yin organ, the gallbladder being the yang counterpart. We'll be talking about that throughout class. But just a heads up, we do a lot of work on our hips this time of year. That's spring cleaning, releasing all the stuck energy. Go ahead and hug both knees back into your chest. And then you can take some wide circles, allowing the knees to drop out wide, and then bringing them back together at the midline. Open wide. And after you do a few in one direction, you can reverse the direction. And then go ahead and extend your arms over your head, legs in front of you. Nice big stretch. Exhale, let it go. Bring the knees back into your chest. Tight little squeeze. And then we'll let that right leg back down onto the earth, crossing the body over for a spinal twist to the right. So left leg over to the right. One of the things that we're doing during our practice is just observing the breath, observing our response to the shape. So just notice if one side feels different than the other. Not from a place of judgment or attachment, more from a place of understanding and compassion. Gathering data, gathering information, so that we can support our body to the best of our abilities. Next inhale, bring that top leg back to the center, right foot flat, knee bent. Reclining figure four on the other side, threading your hands behind that right leg, gently pulling it in towards the body. yin breath is a full belly breath deep into the abdomen, expanding the lungs and the diaphragm, but it's a soft breath. So that we're not constricting like we do with our ujjayi breath, just nice smooth inhalation and exhalation. Go ahead and then release that. Bring both knees back into your chest, tight little squeeze again, and then just rock over to your left side into a fetal position. So in honor of Mother's Day, feel that connection to the earth, Mother Earth. Deeply rooted, feeling safe and secure. Yin is the mother of yoga, if you will, that feminine energy that allows us to create, to nurture. So take this next hour to create a safe space for you on your mat. The strength of your arms, press yourself up to a comfortable position. So our first pose today is going to be reclining butterfly. I thought we'd start nice and gentle today. So we're going to bring the soles of our feet together, knees open wide. I always encourage people to use blocks under your thighs or knees. And then you're going to lay back on your bolster. You want your upper spine, neck and head to be fully supported by the bolster. It's okay if the low spine hangs off. And once you get into the position, then you can just gently place your arms by your side, cactus your arms, maybe one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. I do encourage using the blocks. You can adjust them to different heights. Because the goal of our yin practice is to access the connective tissue, the parts of our body that is less elastic. And we want to be able to release those muscles so that we can access what lies underneath. Our yin practice is a very contemplative practice because we're holding these poses for up to 5 minutes. It gives us an opportunity to allow the body to respond. Meditative as you turn your gaze inward. So we have 3 basic principles that guide us into our yin practice. The first is finding the edge. That edge is that place of sensation. Of it as a boundary that we want to move into. We're actually trying to sustain mild discomfort, but in such a way that we can rely on the breath to support us, providing that steadiness and ease. Body to gently respond, gentle opening as you follow the breath in and out. We use the breath to guide us, to inspire us, to calm us and soothe us. Quieting the mind. Sometimes the edge isn't just a physical barrier or boundary. Sometimes it's mental or emotional. So allow yourself to be curious. Ask yourself, what is it that you're bumping into? More nice full breaths in. Let's join our breath together. Nice full inhalation. Audible sigh, let it go. And then gently bring your legs together as if you were closing a book, feet flat, and roll over on your side just far enough to remove the bolster. Returning back onto your spine, keeping the feet about hip distance, allow your knees to fall in towards each other, bringing the spine back into neutral position. Allowing the body an opportunity to rebound, to rest after each pose. It's fundamental to the practice. Tissues that we are working with. And then gently turn to your side one more time. And then pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat. So our next pose is going to be half dragonfly. So we're going to have our right foot bent into our left groin, and the left leg will be extended. You'll notice in our yin practice, everything's nice and soft and floppy. So we're not engaging the muscles, we're keeping them soft. If you've got tight hamstrings, you can always put a block underneath your extended leg or under the leg, the bent leg, just like we did in butterfly. And then you also have the option to use your bolster to support you. We're going to, actually we're not going to be using that, change my mind. We're going to be taking this as a side stretch, but if you're using both blocks, you may want to use the bolster just to support your hand. So we're going to be taking a full breath in and reaching up with our right arm, bending the elbow, placing the hand behind our head, and then you can walk that left arm out away from the body, or again, you can use a block or the bolster to support you. Keeping that leg soft and floppy. So the element of wood that's spring season is all about finding that balance between strength and flexibility. We use the image of the tree, which is representative in so many ancient traditions, the tree of knowledge, the tree of life. It is that connection, that bridge between the heavens and the earth, the roots going deep into the earth, drawing up the nutrients to sustain us, to help us grow and fulfill our destiny through the spring and summer seasons. The strong base of the tree, and then the branches reaching up into the sky and towards the heavens, creating new life. I was just up in Pine Top this weekend. All the trees are just starting to bud, signifying a new cycle of life, looking to nature for our cues. Find the edge, that first principle of our yin practice, and we focus on stillness, that second pillar. Stillness is within the body, within the mind, resisting the urge to fidget and be nudgy. Just be present with what is. The spring season also teaches us about resilience, the need to evolve and change, part of that growth cycle. element is time. So we find that edge, we seek that place of discomfort. We sit in stillness, and then we surrender to the element of time. Trusting nature, trusting the natural flow and process. Take one more nice full breath in. Audible exhale, let it go. And then slowly start to right the body. Extend that right arm, give it a nice little shake. And then we're going to swing that left leg behind you. We're going to go right into sleeping swan, also known as pigeon. Now, if you've got any issues with your hips and your knees and this is not a comfortable position for you, you can always do reclining figure 4 like we did as part of our warm-up at the beginning of class, where you roll onto your spine, bend that right leg over the left thigh. If you're going to be going into sleeping swan, we're going to have that right knee bent. The left leg is extended behind us. Now, sometimes when we do this, we list a little bit like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And so it can be helpful to stick a little blanket or a block underneath that right hip. If you're at your edge right here, stay where you are. If you've got the space, you can come down onto your forearms. You can always use a block to support your head as you settle into the pose. So as we move into the hips, dislodging some of that stuck energy, the chi in our bodies, so that it can move freely again. We all have these tendencies to have our routines. There's comfort in the familiarity of it. But by nature, the spring season, a time of growth, challenges us to move out of our comfort zone, not just in a yin pose, but when we leave the studio and go back into our everyday life. Stepping into something new and different can be challenging, it can be awkward, it can be uncomfortable. So we gain knowledge, we gain confidence by practicing those skills here on our mat. This opportunity to engage in mindful movement, stillness of the mind, a calm and confident breath, to rewire some of those old pathways so that we can create space for something new. New thoughts, new opportunities, fresh perspective. Trust the breath to take you where you need to go. Trust the breath to help dissolve any roadblocks, unwind the barriers, creating an easiness. Another nice full breath in, audible exhale. Very slowly start to come up out of the pose. We're going to bring that left leg forward again, placing both of our feet flat about hip distance. And we'll just do some windshield wipers to release the hips. And then extend the legs long, give them a nice little shake. And then we'll go ahead and do the other side. So we're going to go back to half dragonfly. This time we're going to be bringing the left foot into the right inner thigh. Again, keeping that extended leg nice and floppy. You can always sit up on a blanket as well to lift your hips a little bit. And just as we mentioned on the other side, you can place blocks underneath your leg or your knee to support you. And then if you want to use the bolster to support your arm. So we're also going to be taking this as a side stretch. So we're going to reach up with that left arm, bending at the elbow. So the liver meridian starts at the big toe. It runs up the inner leg and inner thigh into the body, makes its way through the gallbladder and liver, up behind the chest, the throat, around the mouth, and up to the eye. Traditional Chinese medicine, it is considered the general of the qi, the energy. It directs the blood, the energy, the oxygen that's in that qi, that living life force, to all the cells in our body to nourish and nurture us. Meridian is in balance. There is that sense of ease, that easy flow of life that we associate with the spring season, of lightness in our step. It comes with being flexible and open. are too rigid, unwilling to bend. And sometimes we feel anger or frustration. These emotions come to the surface. We feel out of step, unbalanced. Next time you feel maybe a little irritated or angry, take a moment, take a deep breath. See if you can create a little space between yourself and the emotion. Understand that perhaps you just need to pause. Welcome a fresh perspective. I know this is a challenging pose to hold. Your mind is probably starting to chat with you a little bit, but just see if you can rely on the breath instead, staying with the pose just a little longer. We're almost there. One more nice full breath in. Audible exhale, let it go. And then slowly start to unwind the body, coming back up to comfortable seat. Extend and open the arms here. And then we're going to go back into sleeping swan on that left side. So you're going to swing that right leg behind you, unless, of course, you'd rather be in reclining figure 4. And what worked on one side may not work on the other, so be open to that. If you need to prop your body differently or create the shape differently, that's okay. So because we surrender to time, that third pillar, we have that time to meditate within each pose, to access that inner knowing, creating a relationship with ourselves. Learning to trust and listen to the messages of our body. We're so often so busy, we're not really focused. Too many external distractions. But when we slow things down and we become intentional, this wonderful transformation starts to take place. As you ride that wave of your edge, wave of sensation, backing off when you need to, learns to trust you. The basis of all relationships is a sense of trust, of safety, of belonging. So as we step into this season with the full moon, Mother's Day, that divine feminine energy, allowing it to balance. We need both. We need the masculine and the feminine. The goal of our yoga practice is to bring the two in union. The two, the feminine and the masculine, becoming one. Our yoga practice. Yoga means to yoke, to join. Take one more nice full breath in. Audible exhale. Once again, we'll slowly rise up, bringing that right leg forward. We'll do a few more windshield wipers just to release the hips again. Shake, maybe even pound the legs a little. And when you feel released, we're going to come on to our bellies into Sphinx pose. So in Sphinx pose, we're on our forearms. Generally, our arms are parallel with one another, roughly about shoulder width. Elbow is just in front of the shoulder. Now, if this puts you past your edge, you can always walk your elbows further away from the body or take them wide, and you'll reduce the pressure on your spine. So allow the head to be a little heavy here. Allow the hips to sink. Allowing this traction lumbar and thoracic spine. Very powerful pose. A really great antidote to all the sitting that we tend to do in front of our computers at desks, looking down at our phones, driving, watching TV. So visualize the breath moving up and down the spinal column. Crown of the head all the way down to your sacrum. So the gallbladder is the counterpart to the liver in the spring season. And it helps with the decision making. It collects the bile, the things that the liver tosses aside as it purifies the chi, and it stores it, and it helps decide what is usable, and what needs to be discarded. So these two organs work hand in hand together, physically, energetically. At your edge, you can stay right here. If you'd like to go a little deeper, you can move into seal by straightening your arms and then slightly externally rotating your hands at about a 45-degree angle. So it looks like you've got seal flippers. Just make sure if you do this that you keep a little softness through the joints, through the elbows and the shoulders. So you'll feel a lot more stress on the spine. So be mindful if this takes you past your edge. Simply return back to Sphinx pose. So the gallbladder starts from the outer eye, runs over to the temple, down the side of the face and the neck, and then it has two branches, one that goes back inside the chest cavity through the liver and gallbladder, the other continues down the side body, down the outer hip, the outer leg, and out the fourth toe. So you can see how these different shapes that we create in our practice helps to activate these meridians so that they can function optimally. If you're in seal pose, we're all going to come back down to Sphinx together, join our breath together. Take a nice full breath in, audible exhale, let something go. And then let's take our elbows as wide as our mat, stack our palms one on top of each other, lower your forehead to the back of your hands, bringing the body once again back into a neutral position. And just like when we were in Pinnacle at the beginning of class, now we're still connected to the earth. You can feel the stability, strength. Feel supported. A connection to yourself as well as to something bigger. And let's slide our hands underneath our shoulders, pressing ourselves up to a tabletop position. Now I invite you just to enjoy a few moments of just organic sensual movement, maybe some cat-cows, raising the spine, maybe some figure eights or shifting forward or back, sashaying your hips side to side, whatever feels good to you, whatever feels right. And creating that connection between you and your body. Trust. When you feel that you've released your spine, we're going to go into tadpole, which is a wide leg child's pose. You're welcome to use a blanket under your knees if you'd like. Optional, of course. And if you can take your knees as wide as your blanket or mat, that's great. If that's too far and takes you past your edge, then just adjust that. And then allow your hips to sink towards your heels. You can always put a block underneath your forehead. You can always put a bolster or blanket behind, on top of your hamstrings, between your hamstrings and your calves, so that you feel supported and connected. Traditional Chinese medicine encourages us to connect to nature, to seek guidance, the natural rhythm of the seasons, finding the harmony and balance between the natural opposites, the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine. We need both. Our yang practices help us strengthen our muscles through engagement. Our yin practice helps us strengthen these deep, dark, connective tissues. The fascia, ligaments, the tendons, and connect to our bones and joints and improve our range of motion. We need both. Time to disconnect to the noise. And connect to ourselves. Recharge our batteries. Slow things down. Slide your hands back as you come back up to the tabletop, and then go ahead and take a seat. We're going to lie down for a spinal twist. You're welcome to use your bolster to support you on this. So starting with the bolster on the right side of your body, you may want to have it kind of the top of the bolster by the top of your hip. You may adjust that a little bit based on the length of your torso and legs, but you're going to take that left leg across the body so that it's fully supported from the knee to the foot on the bolster, and then you're going to roll open your chest so both shoulders are connected to your mat. And if you need a blanket or something underneath one of your shoulders, you can go ahead and do that. Arms can be open wide like a T or cactus. In our YIN practice, we create these shapes to the best of our ability and then trust the breath to do the work. The breath is gently massaging the organs, detoxifying. Releasing what's ready to go. We are energy beings, and all of the experiences that we have are made of energy. They're designed to move through us and then out again. But sometimes, for a variety of reasons, as energy gets stuck, we hold on to it. Sometimes by choice, sometimes not. And over time, this stuck energy can create imbalance, disease. So finding our way to our mats, creating an ecosystem balance that nurtures our bodies and our mind. A sense of ease comes with non-attachment, so when we let go, natural flow. Let go of the past. Let go of the future. Just breathe in the present moment. Full breath in, audible exhale. And gently lift that top leg off the bolster, returning back kind of into like a mini Shavasana position for a moment. Just allow the body to come back into that neutral position, finding that sense of ease. You may even notice that moving, that tingling of energy through the left body. Go ahead and move the bolster over to the left side of your body, roughly lining it up with the top of the hip, but adjusting it so it fits your torso and legs. And then gently bringing that right leg across the body so the knee to the foot is supported by the bolster, both shoulders connected to the earth. You allow the body to simply detoxify in this gentle twist. Ask yourself, what are some of the little things that may be holding you back? Little habits or ruts that are preventing you, not necessarily consciously, but sometimes unconsciously, from moving forward. Yourself to be curious. Give yourself permission to try something new. Give yourself permission to be imperfect. Fail and try again. Give yourself permission to have compassion for the natural ebb and flow, the trial and error that makes up the patchwork quilts of our life. Interwoven experiences. One more nice full breath in. Audible release. Slowly lift that top leg one more time. Lying back in that mini Shavasana. Bringing the body once again back into a neutral position. And from here, we're going to be going into our final resting position, Shavasana. So if you'd like to prop yourself with a bolster under your knees or a blanket over your belly. Feel free to do that. And while we've spent the last hour practicing letting go, as we move into our final resting pose, we let go even more. So relax your jaw, your shoulders. Let your arms fall comfortably to your side, palms up. Heaviness through the hips, allowing the belly to be open and wide. Take a nice full breath in, audible sigh. Surrender, Shavasana. Yourself sinking deeper and deeper. Slowly, ever so slowly, start to come back into the body simply by deepening the breath. Little movements to the fingers and toes. Turning the head side to side. Big, luxurious stretch, fingertips to toe tips, big breath in. Audible exhale, let it go. Hug your knees gently into your torso. Give yourself a tight little squeeze. And then rock once again over to the left side as we draw in that lunar energy. The full moon, I think, is full tomorrow, the flower moon. Allow that pull, that flow to ground you as we shift from day to night, from movement to stillness. And then with the strength of your arms, go ahead and press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Bringing our hands together at heart center. Let us bow with gratitude, with reverence and humility for the practice that we have received, for the energy that we have shared. We'll close our practice with a sacred sound of Om. We'll take a full breath in together and exhale. Inhale to receive the breath. Om Shanti. From my heart to yours, Namaste. Thank you, yogis. Have a great rest of your Sunday. For all the mothers and women who have mentored and showed nurturing and compassion to people in their lives, we would like to give you a rose on your way out tonight. There's also some little skincare things by the front door, so help yourself to that as well as you can put your name in for a drawing to receive something. So happy Mother's Day. Thank you.